So, welcome to Geeks of Thursday. So, that is our tagline, which always says, let the commit speaks, and our logo there. So, Geeks of Thursday, for maybe those who it's their first time, it's just a community where developers learn, engage, and share knowledge. So, that is our website. So, mostly it's in case you're a writer, you can maybe log in as a writer or sign up as a writer, and maybe also get a chance to read what other community members have written there. So Geeks Talk Thursday is brought to you by Absolute, which is a software development company. Yes, so what we do at every Thursday, we have intro to development talks, we have code labs, we have fireside chats, talks on productivity, product review or launching, and also open source. So even our site, both front end and back end, is open source, where we ask guys to contribute from with different stacks. So the discussions are majorly not like for a particular stack. We cut across, that is web, Android, and also some of high level development, software development concepts like pricing of software, and also how to plan your projects, and things like how to maybe write a contract, and so on and so on. So that is what we do every Thursday, but not like every Thursday. We alternate. The sessions are bi-weekly, but this month we've been having them like every weekly since, like, actually this is our last session of the year. We will be resuming the sessions next year around February. So other activities maybe you can check out. We have Fun Friday by Podi, which is also another bi-weekly event. They have their last event on December 11th, I guess. We have YouTube channels. Ours is Geeks Talk Thursday. We also have Frank Tamre, who covers a couple of software development concepts. And also we have Tech Dated. We also have Atlassian for the Android 254 and Kotlin in Kenya. The events have not been happening, but we have Flutter and Atlassian community events. So you can check them out either on Twitter or on Telegram to see when they're having their events. We also have DroidCon KE 2021, which is a Android Developer Focus Conference. You can have a look at the website to just see what is happening and what plans are in store for next year. So you can find us on Geeks Talk Thursday, that is on YouTube. So all our sessions are recorded and posted on YouTube. So in case you have ever missed a session, you can go to YouTube and check out. And also we have Geekstock. We have our GitHub page, which is Geekstock. This is an organization where we have a couple of projects collaborating with other people. So you can feel free to just check out and see, maybe in case you have any idea, you can always reach out. But on YouTube, in case you missed the previous sessions, we have a couple of videos there. Go check out, and also remember to subscribe so that you can be notified when we upload our sessions. So we have our speaker for today. I who will be moderating the session, I'm Harun Wangereka. I'm an Android developer at AppsLab. Yeah, this is my Twitter handle in case you feel you want to reach out to me. And I'll let Peter introduce himself and take over the rest of the session. Peter?
Well, thank you, Harun. You given me big names. Things have not been called since I was born. The speaker for today. Now, I don't know, probably should sip a glass of water and say, let us take a 5 minute water break and then we can start. But anyway, Peter, Peter Ashorta, but also go by the name Peter Muchuri. Those are the official government names. So I like to call myself a student of life and also a software developer. So just to jump right in, because I believe we have a lot today, and we need to get done with it before the hour mark. So what we're going to cover today is just API token authentication, and what this will include is just us taking a look at how probably we think about Django API, creating them with Django REST. So if Aaron can allow me to share my screen.
I think you have all the permissions now. And
All right.
also a bit of housekeeping in case like, or let me stop sharing my screen. So in case you have a question in between the session, maybe related on the current topic, that is maybe what the speaker will be talking about or Peter will be speaking about, you can feel free to ask him, maybe unmute yourself or maybe ask on the chat. So
All right. Thank you, Aaron. Confirm you can see my screen.
yes, I can see your screen.
All right, I think we can get started. So, since we're building an API from scratch, I opted that since it's a Django month, we're going to build an API from scratch, and we're going to use Django REST. So probably I don't know if there are people who are actually following through the coding session. You can just create. I'm going to use virtual env instead of pipenv. So I'm going to create a virtual environment from which after I'm done with that, I'll create the Django application. Just going to name it TT or GTT, just to be in theme of what we are covering today. So once I'm done creating the virtual, the next thing is just to activate it. After which, after I'm done activating, I'm going to install all my dependencies. So we're going to use three dependencies. So the first one is we are going to use Django. So this pip install, sorry, this will install the latest version of Django, which I believe is Django 3.3 or 3.2. After which we're also going to use Django REST framework, and the other one is think. Let me confirm. It's supposed to be simple JWT, which is going to be Django REST simple JWT. All right. So let's first install this because these are the backbone for the whole application. For starters, yeah, I believe so. So if you have Postman closed, that is what we are going to use to test the API. We can also, Django REST allows us to have a browsable API, so we can still test it on the browser. But since Postman is the one built for that, I believe we should stick to it. So once we've installed the dependencies, the next thing is actually to start our project. So how you do that in Django is, I think this was covered in the previous sessions. Django admin start project, and like we said, you're going to call it GTT. And then since I'm creating it inside a folder, I'll provide a full stop to the end to instruct the Django admin to create it in the current folder without having to create a new folder for the project. All right. So once we're done with that, so Django has this design where you can have one project that has a lot of apps, and the apps can be a sole function in a project. So for instance, you can think of this as Facebook and having the comment section as the comment section being one app. So since we're just doing an API today, we can think of the API being just one app in the whole of the project. So you can still use the same approach, but not start project, but start app. Or you can decide to use the tool that comes with now the Django project, which is Python manage, then startup. Two of them will work. So we'll call our app API. All right. So once we have our application and the whole app, we can do a bit of, since today we're just starting, we can just do the basic configuration. So the basic configurations is we had three dependencies where we had Django being the framework that we are going to use, and Django REST being the framework that is going to allow us to create our APIs, and also simple JWT. And the way Django works, it takes everything as an application, and even for the dependencies that our project will need, they need to be included inside the configurations for the whole project. So how we do that is we'll get to settings.py, and in settings.py we have a section that has the installed apps, and you will already find some apps that were installed there by Django itself. These are the default apps that come with it. So we have the admin auth. So the admin is an application that allows you to have an admin app that allows you two sides of an application where you have the client side and the admin side. The auth is the one that allows you to have an authentication system in Django that comes in inbuilt, and so on and so forth. So without further ado, we can just include our application. We can decide to do it in two ways, either by giving it the absolute URL. By this, I mean in relative import. How we do that is API, then dot. And if I was to expand this, you'll see we have different apps, the different files there. So we'll have API.apps and .api config. And if I go to apps, it will have the same thing. Okay. And the other way is like the name suggests here, I can just replace this with just this. So it's all about what you prefer. Once we have that, we will also include REST framework, which will be the parent dependency in Ask the API. Once we have, make sure to precede each app with a comma so that you'll be able to write down. As you can tell, this is a list in Python. So once we are done with that, the first thing we can do, I think, is to make sure that we create the relationship between all the apps and create the DB relationship, which we can do through Python manage and make migrations for our app, which is API. Sorry, API.apps. Just a moment. All right, I believe this should work. If it doesn't, I don't know what seems to be the issue. Python manage. Okay. All right. Once we do that, we can just do Python manage. Migrate. This will create the different tables for the different applications that come in the installer. So Django ships in with the development server, which is DPA 3. It is recommended not to use it while in production. It allows us just to do development. You can see when you do your migration, that is when the file is created. So once we are done with that, since we are going to get I'm going to create a very simple app. I'm going to create a very simple app. We can call it a two. So for start, we're going to create a model that it is to use. We create two models. So the first one is going to be to do, and Django comes in almost every tool that you need in your models. So your models will be what will be converted by the Django ORM, and it will allow you to create the relationship between the different entities that you want to create, and it will be translated into SQL by the Django ORM. Here, we're just going to have a name, models dot apologies for that. I think internet had dropped kidogo too. All right. Like I was saying, just have character field. So in the abstraction that happens in the Django models, it provides you fields that can be related to whatever also the DB supports. So this is from just integer fields, date fields to even um, primary fields. So first we do have character field, which you must provide the maximum length to allow the DB to know how long a text can be, so that you don't use too much memory, I guess. After that, we are going to have public. So public is going to be the date that the to-do was created. Confirm if you can hear me, please.
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry, can you confirm if you can hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
All right.
But you had
Sorry.
you had broken.
Sorry. I think my internet is having fluctuations right now. It was doing pretty okay. Where did I lose you guys?
On creating the models.
Let me just start that. I think I can copy this from an existing code and explain through it, but I can just write it. Okay, so including models, create the models. So we will have the name, the pub date, the owner, and the category to which the model belongs to. So if you can allow me to write that first. So this is going to field. I'm not sure why my internet is unstable, but anyway, in the date time field, we have an auto add now, which is going to be true. So what this will do is every time you add a to-do list, at the current time that you've added the to-do list, that is going to be added automatically. And after that, I think we can have the last two fields, which is going to be the owner of the to-do, which is going to be in models dot foreign key. So we're going to create a one-to-many relationship between the to-do and the owner, where an owner can also have many to-dos, and I think one to-do can only have one owner. So depending on the direction that the relationship flows. So here we will provide the inbuilt application, which is the auth. It has a model also, which is the user model. So we will provide that, and then after that we will have create a reverse relation. So the reverse relationship is what allows us to even access to-dos from a user and vice versa. Don't know if that makes sense. And lastly, for every relationship that you create, Django requires you to make sure that you provide overlay when they are deleted, how the deletion is going to happen. So we also need to provide that on delete. And we're going to provide the value of models.cascade. So this allows you to delete, if when you delete one entity, you are able to delete even the whole relationship. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to copy paste this. And I'm going to change this to category. Once we've done that, we will create one new other model, which is going to be class category. Same process, models dot model, and then this is just going to have one field, which is of just the name of the category. Okay. max length, I'm going to give it probably 100. Don't think anybody can name a category above 100 words. Okay, so we have our models in check. So the next thing that we actually need is to be able to find a way to convert this to be able to be to be served as an API view. So ideally, how Django works is after I have my models, I will definitely come and create my views. So for instance, I would have a view that is just def home, and then pass in a request, and then you just need to return something. So here I can return anything for the first time. I can just say hello world. So since we've changed our models, now we have to do a Python manage migrate and then migrate. So to allow, all right. So now, if I'm to serve this run server, funny, it won't work. It will work. It will be served, but when I come here, it will show me the default Django page. Reason being is you have to map out your views to individual URL confs. So the URL conf is what contains the address that you're going to type in your address bar. So let us go ahead and create that. Going to call it urls.py. So you need to import in the manager that is going to manage the URL. So from Django URLs, import path, and then we'll have our URL patterns. It is a dictionary. So for our path, the way it takes two mandatory arguments, which is for first the 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 URL, and the next is the view, and the other two optional, I think, is the name, which is going to be like a placeholder. You can refer to the name or an alias for the URL, and the other one is quags, which is keyword arguments that you can pass to the to the URL when it is being requested. So we're going to create a root view for this application. So we must import our view. So from API import views. So we're going to have views dot home, and we're going to just have that name, then we call this index. Again, this will not run. It will just keep on showing us the Django default page. We need to be able to include the URLs to the project URL conf so that it can be able to bundle all of them together. And how we do that is we use also an inbuilt think library in Django, which is called the include, that allows us to include the URL confs from the different apps that we build within the Django project. So here I'm going to proceed it with API, and then include our URL confs. So you pass it in a string, you give it the name of the app, and then you do the URLs the file to the URL conf. I think this is not restarting. Let me do that. All right, so now if I push this, it will tell me that page not found, because the only available URLs are the admin and the one preceded by the API. So if to show here /API, sorry, Just a moment. Uh, I wonder why. Okay, I think I know why. So let me import an object that will allow us to show. So from Django .http import HTTP response. I believe this should be okay. Hello world. Wonder why it's not showing. Okay, so ideally, that is just how all of Django views will be. But since you're creating an API, we're not going to use this kind of response. We're going to create and yes, thank you. It is showing now. All right, so we're going to use the text framework that is going to allow us to go to the different API views. But before that, we need to have our serializers, the one that will serialize our models and allow us to be able to serve them as an API view. So allow me to remove this and this. So we're going to create a new file, serializers.py. So and I'm going to import now the serializers from REST framework. Import serializers. So the REST framework has different types of serializers. So we're just going to stick to the model serializer that is just going to serialize our data from the models and allow us just to write minimum code. So okay, so we'll have our first serializer being to do serializer. It is good practice to always end the name of the serializer with the serializer name. After that, we have serializers, the model serializer, and from that we create a class meta, which will provide them more information to the serializer and how it is supposed to handle everything. Then we provide the model, which is going. We need to import it from our model. So from API.models import to do and category. So once we've done that, we'll import, now the model going to be used for the to-do serializer definitely is going to be the to-do. And then we provide an option of fields, the fields that are going to be shown or used in the serializer. So we have, let me go back to it. We have 4 fields, it's supposed to be category, sorry. Uh, sorry, I need to comment this out first. So every time you change your models, you need to update your migrations. So that is what I'm doing right now. Sorry. Okay, let me just delete it for. I think just a moment. I remove the migrations. I'm supposed to set a one-time value, which is going to be the time zone because of the date time field that we have. But to save time on that, I'm just going to delete the migrations and migrate again. should work now. Yes, kill the server again to reflect the changes. So in our models, we have the different not tables, the different fields. So I'm going to include three and one as a read only for the owner, so that you don't have the ability to post into the owner, to just provide a bit of security. So back to our serializer, we will have the name and the category or the pub date. I believe so. Yeah, the pub date. Oh, sorry. After the pub date, we have our category. Okay. So how it works is like uh, by 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 default, when you have your serializers, certain fields are not included, so you have to specifically include them. And that kind of field is, for instance, the user, the field. So you have to provide to the serializer, provide the field so that it can be shown. So owner equals to uh, going to have string relate serializers dot string related uh, string related field read only equals true. I believe so. All right. So once we have this, we can be able to create our first API view. So we're going to use class-based views. So I'm going to have to do view, and then from REST, I'm going to import the generics view that will allow us to, instead of writing a lot of the things or reinventing the wheel, it is already written for you. So I'm going to have from REST framework import generics. Once I have that, I also need to import my serializers API dot serializers. Um, sorry for that. I will import the first serializer that we have, which is the to-do serializer. Once we have that inside the view, we're going to pass in now the generic view that we are going to use. So the generics dot list create, because you're going to list and also create a to do. So after that, we need to provide the query set. So the query set is going to be we need to also import our models, API dot models import to do. So our query set is going to be to do, and then we will provide also the serializer class, which is going to be our to do serializer. And we need to, as we did before, we need to map out that. And since that is a class-based view, we have different configuration for it. So we'll have to do view, and then into it add as view to be able to show it as a view. All right, so if we come here, we should be able to model base. Sorry. Uh, let me just confirm. Might have missed something. Okay, sorry. Sorry, I'm confusing this between the next serializer that we are going to write. So this should not be here. Apologies for that. Should also include our user owner, I believe so. All right. Let me just have these three first, and let's have this. Just a moment. Sure, I believe uh, model base. Let me confirm something. Just let me confirm. All right. I think there's something I'm doing wrong. Just a moment. Ah, sorry. Supposed to be to do objects dot all. Sorry for that. Category ID. I need to be able to add the category. Just a minute. I debug. I think. Moment. Okay. Once we create our serializer, I think I'm confusing something. That is why I'm confirming from what I had written initially. Let me just show you from here. So once this is what we will be doing, but once we have our API, our view, what we're supposed to do is after we have this and our URLs, our view is supposed to create or show us how to create a to do, but I think I might have messed it up kidogo. Just a moment. Oh, sorry. Okay. Let me just update my models from here. Sorry for that. Make migrations. One. All right. I believe this should be able to work, unless there's something I've forgotten. Honor field was declared on Serializer to do, but has not been included in field. Okay. All right. And just like that, we have our first API view. So you can be right now we don't have anything unless we post something. If I try to post it right now, it will tell me that there is no user created. So how we are going to mitigate that is we are going to create a serializer that is going to allow us to create a user, or we're going to use our simple JWT. But before we get to that, let us quickly write the serializer for the category. Okay. Category serializer. We're going to have serializers dot model serializer. Just again, class meta model is going to be our category. It has two fields, which is the name and the day it was published. So we're going to have just those two. So name and pub date. You can see we're running out of time. All right. After we are done with that, it is roughly going to be the same view. We're not going to use view set. We're just going to stick to generics. So I'm just going to have that and change this to category view. And here I'm going to have category and import it at the top. For URLs, I'm going to create the categories now with a slash and have category. So I believe if we change this, is it? Sorry, it's supposed to be preceded by an API. Yeah, and there we have it. Right now, if I create this category, sorry, this is categories. Let me confirm what I've done. Pub date. This is not supposed to show. Sorry, since it's auto add. Sorry for that. Let me refresh this. Sorry. Copied the view but did not change the view to where it is being pointed to. All right. Let me kill the server and show it again. I wonder why. Categories, category view. Just a confirmation. I think I might have pointed it to the wrong thing. Categories. I'm not sure why it is showing that. Just a moment. Sorry. I know why. I inputted the wrong serializer. All right. Now creating serializer. Uh, Sorry. I know why the error is there because I'm writing all the. I'm not writing all the fields. Sorry. Fields all, not all in 3.3. Oh, I don't know why this is. Sorry. Let me confirm because I don't know why it is showing that. Just a moment. Sorry, I'm having a lot of typos. All right, so now we can be able to add our category, and this can allow us to also add our to do. This will tell us not null, the owner ID, because we've not included it. And how we are going to associate it with the owner is we are going to edit how the view is performing its create. So inside our views, what you're going to use is we're going to override the perform create, um, and inside there we are going to save the logged in user as the owner of the to do. So this is just going to have serializer.save and owner is going to be equals to request.user, and I'll go ahead, sorry, self.request.user. So this will take in the user that is currently logged in and set him or her as the owner. So let me just create an admin user really fast. Create super user. Yeah. Yes. So if we try to create a new to do and post it. Sorry, anonymous. Sorry, I think. Yeah, it is supposed to be like that. Let me just confirm from the already pre-built. Okay. Just a moment. Apologies for the errors. It was supposed to go as smooth as I had prepared for it, but I don't know why this is happening. Ah, sorry. I think I know what the issue is. All right, I think I'm going to explain through what do you think, Haron? Because the errors might increase, and I don't know why. It was supposed to run smoothly, but all I can see are errors.
It happens.
Yeah, I wonder why. Uh, Let me see if this will work. To do owner must be a user instance. Uh-huh. Let me confirm from my models. I might be writing my own things, but my models are updated. This is awfully embarrassing. Um, okay, let me hope this works because I can't. I'm pretty sure. I'm not pretty sure where the error is. Hmm. All right, let me hope. Let me hope it is going to work. If it is not, we'll try something else. Okay. Let me see. From Django.contrib auth models what I use. Let me hope. Huh. Uh huh. To do that owner. All right, let me see. Okay, let's hope this works. Not again. Uh-huh. I can actually see these two are the exact same thing, but I'm not sure why then it is not working. Ah, sorry, I know what the issue is. Apologies. I know what the issue is. I am really sorry. You have to be logged in for you to actually for it to return that. I am very sorry. Okay. This should go in roughly easy. I apologies for that. Apologies for that. So as you can tell, it has a category and everything. So what you're going to do is, just to save on time, I'm going to jump straight into simple JWT. And how we're going to do it is, this is the documentation. I can send it to the chat. You can check it out later. So what happens is, you need to include it in the settings.py for your Django so that it is set as the default JWT. So I'm just going to once I copy paste that in my settings.py, um, and this is the other one. Once I copy paste it here, uh-huh, sorry, I should copy it from there. Once I copy paste it there, I should be able to start working with it. Default classes, remove this. Okay, so we set this as the default authentication class for us. Also, REST has its inbuilt authentication, the the JSON web authentication. Let me start this. So if you go through the documentation, you will see how you are supposed to include it. All I'm supposed to do is to add this to in my URL. Okay, so I'm going to copy paste it into our URL. I'm going to have a comment at the top for token URLs. So, and then paste it. Okay, so I'm supposed to import this from the top. Okay, so I'm supposed to have REST from REST framework, uh, simple JWT for once, degrees tokens. You import token, obtain, I believe that is the case. Yes, sorry, views, sorry. Token, obtain, let me just copy it from here. So one will be and one will be to refresh the token. So now, building of it, I will open up my Postman so we can see how it is going to look like. So after you have created your user, for instance, in whatever way you deem fit, um, logging in the user is how you will be able to generate the token. But for this is just to obtain a pair token. Just a moment. Um, and as you can tell from this is, if I go to api.token, it is going to generate for us two tokens. And when I created the super user here, here I'm going to use this user as our example. So just a moment before, yes. So I already had the collection created. So for instance, here is our, this is our, so the base URL is just 127 800 API. Okay, so I have to change this to do to be able to work with this. So before I send in anything, I need to provide um, two fields. Okay, so if right now I send this, it should be able to return. Just a moment. API, I'm supposed to remove this. If I send this, it should be able to return the two tokens, the refresh and the access. And the two of these is what you use when you're going to probably protect your views, maybe just to jump the gun. So for instance, if we take our one view like this one, is this view, the list create API view is to allow you to do both get and post. So the create is the post and the list is the get. I can do this even if I'm not logged in. But now when I want to restrict this, all I have to do is to come here and have permission classes, permission class. Sorry? So the permission classes, you're going to import them from the REST framework dot permissions. So we have many permissions. So one of them is is admin, is authenticated or read only. So I'm going to stick with oh sorry, import is authenticated or read only. So what this will allow us is that when a user is authenticated, they can be able to post. Okay, uh, let me just restart this and go back to the browser. I can still use the Postman, but let us do it from the browser uh, to do. So when I'm logged in, I can be able to add as many posts. Sorry, I need to log in. Just a moment. Okay, not again. Uh-huh. It's authenticated or read only. Just a moment. Let me need to confirm whether I'm logged in or not. I am logged in. I am not sure why it is behaving again. Okay, apologies. Let me switch from the pre-existing application. I think that will be a bit easier. So let me explain this from here. Let me close all the windows. All right. So like I was saying, so this is just to do. You will have the permission classes. Okay. So if I serve this, just a moment, this should be working very well. Manage run server. Sorry. Okay. Um, so as you can see, when I'm not logged in, I cannot be able to post anything. Okay, but if I open another tab and log in, I will be able to post. Admin. If I refresh the to do, just a moment. I think today my applications have decided to make an interesting thing on me. Okay, sorry for that. I might have to switch things completely. So let me explain this. So for this is the simple JWT. So these tools are the ones that you're going to obtain one and also to do a token refresh. And the reason why we need a token refresh is because the access to log in, for instance, if I can send this again, when you log in, this is what you use when you're making requests to certain views that are protected. And the views that are protected are views that have is authenticated or read only. Okay, so right now, if for instance I try to post a to do, it should be able to go. This is, we can just have GTT, and if we send this, it should be able to yeah, the token is expired. So I have a variable, environment variable that I set to token, so I'm going to set it here. And if I send this again, yeah, it should be able to also reflect on this side having GTT. Okay, and that is just when you want to use the token to be able to make a view. If I look at the request and look at the header, I have the key of bearer in front of the token. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense. All right, and lastly, because we are way ahead of is our sign out view. So our sign out view, you also need to create a serializer for the sign out. So for the serializer for the the sign out is just going to have the token, okay, the refresh token that you're going to use. So how the process works is you're going to take the refresh token and blacklist that refresh token. And how it looks on the view is this way. So you have a create API view. So it's going to create a new token, and then you edit the default post. So in the post, you just get the serializer and then the data from the serializer. Once you get the serializer, you make sure that the data is valid. Once the data is valid, you make sure you get the token that is being sent together with the request. And once you get the token, the next thing to do is to make sure you refresh the token and you blacklist the token. Okay, so that it cannot be the user cannot use the same token to refresh again. And I can actually demonstrate this by going to, I believe the view was supposed to be logout. Yes, so if I go to my postman and go to the sign out view, whatever you're supposed to provide the body, you're supposed to provide the refresh token. And like I said, I have a refresh token already set out. So if I come here and set it out in a new way, now if I come and sign out, you should be able to get the user is successfully logged out. If you send the request again, you should be supposed to get an error because the token is supposed to be invalid or expired. And lastly, I think the other thing that's supposed to be in our application was to show a user and how those that they have done. So that is supposed to be in the user serializer. This will be able to show you a user and the posts they have. So if we have head to users, you should be able to see that one user had the following to dos. And I think that is all from me. Apologies for the hiccups. I think I'll just request Haron to record the session cleanly so that you guys can have a clean session. Yeah, cheers. Thank you, Haron. Back to you.
So thank you, Peter. So I think we can take a few questions if we have.
Okay, sure.
Do you have anyone with a question? You can unmute or maybe ask on the chat. But to answer your question, we usually record we upload the videos as the year basis because editing can take time and quite a bit of resources. But we'll be seeing to that maybe in the next couple of months.
Okay, okay, no stress. It's only that I don't know what my applications decided to do today for me. But anyways, no stress.
So Marvin has a question.
Yes, Marvin. Marvin.
It's in a minute.
Hello, you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, Marvin.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know if Aaron can allow me to share my screen. I just want to clarification
Sure.
on something.
Okay, sure.
Yes, let me give you the permissions.
Oh, great. So I'm sure you can see the screen. So I'm trying to this I think API endpoint does not have clear documentation. So I'm trying to consume this. in application, and now there's a Django login. I don't know if that's a thing, but I can log in with my credentials, and it will redirect me back. So just give it a minute and it will load. Now I need to authorize again, and also need to have a bearer key. So I don't know if this is the way Django is documented or something, but it does not make sense to me somehow. So if I try to execute, uh, it is successful, but again, I don't know. So I don't know where I can get the PI key. Of course, so it's somewhere here. Sorry. Um, Somewhere in the application developers. Okay, literally. So, so I can create one. Um, let's just call it message train for now, and give it a type. You just want confidential, authorize auth code, matrix URL. Can do a grok very quick. So let's start. So okay, yeah. Okay. So can do. Let me just get that URL for the sake of this. It's taking time. Okay, yeah, I think we
Okay.
can use
Probably
this.
I don't know.
So, so just a minute. So I think
Um.
you
Uh huh.
see, I have client ID here. I have client secret. Okay, but if
Uh huh.
you come here, we have just authorization, and there's a bearer key. So I don't really understand this doc totally. Now I think you get.
All right.
Now here
So.
we require the
Uh huh.
yeah.
Sorry. It is not all Django APIs look like this. Okay.
Mhm.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Honestly, at first I thought it was something to do with the Django. Maybe it's just a bad
No, no, no. It is just
documentation.
the way the developer. Yeah, yeah. It is just the way the developer has decided to put it. It is not all Django APIs, because you will find different people approach things differently, even when they think about giving access to an API.
So this is we can safely say this is just a bad documentation, right?
Yeah, I think we can safely say that, but not all APIs created in Django look like this. No,
No, no,
it
no,
is
no,
just
not all API. What I meant is,
uh,
you see now, you see it's written here Django login. So I was like, huh, maybe this is how it's structured or something. But if
no,
it
no,
is just a bad
the
document,
no, no, no. It is just the way the developer decided to implement it.
okay, thanks.
Okay, that is just what I think. But because I've seen of different APIs and they don't look like this. It is just however the developer chooses or decides to use it.
Okay, sure.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, I think there's none. I think back to you, Harun.
So how can maybe people reach out to you in case they have follow-up questions?
All
And
right. So I'll post my email. I'm yet to be on Twitter, but I'll post my email on the WhatsApp group.
or you can also share on the chat.
Okay,
Maybe
so no stress. You
yeah.
can email me at Peter 74 at gmail.com.
Uh, you have already finalized on. Hello, can you still hear me?
Yes, yes.
All right. So just a minute. I want to share maybe the group link for those who are not in the group.
Apologies, guys. I don't know what happened. It was supposed to run smoothly, but then I don't know where the errors came from, and they were too many to even make the session run smoothly.
But I see that the demo gods were with you. You were able to resolve all of them.
I don't know what happened, honestly. I do not know what happened because creating the app before, it is something that took a very short time without any errors. But come to the presentation, it's a totally different thing.
All right, I've already shared the group link. So thank you so much, Peter, for the amazing presentation. I think apart from the maybe the live coding challenges, it happens most of the times. Maybe once you're doing a live code, some of the things that maybe you are working when you are trying out can maybe refuse to work, maybe for even simple things, but at least you've seen like from maybe the mistakes or maybe some of the things he's missing, that most are some of the things are maybe some things you can also miss, and at least it's give you like just a way to quickly debug on issues and etc. So thank you so much, Peter, for the session. I think it's a very awesome way to wrap up our sessions this year. And also maybe on tokens, I think it's a very critical topic for developers, not only for Django, but also for other backend developers, backend developers, since it's a very critical issue on protecting security for your users and data. So thank you so much. And the session will be uploaded by next week, Thursday. And this is our, as I mentioned, as when we are starting, this is our last session for this year. So maybe I'll just say a couple of closing remarks and then we wind up. So I think first and foremost is to thank all the attendees who've been joining these sessions. Those who are in this session, thank you so much for making to the session. I think it is because of you people that we are able to consistently do the sessions. So thank you so much. Without you, we could not have maybe made it to this far. Second is to thank all the speakers. We have Ashorta. We also have Martin, Emmanuel, and also Monica also, who have also been part of the speakers this year. So thank you so much for the contribution and maybe sharing your experiences. We hope to see you guys next year with the same energy. And maybe last is to thank Emmanuel for consistently organizing the sessions and maybe all to do with the speakers. So as we head on to next year, we'll maybe start the discussion for what to expect for next year, maybe just early January. So for now, we just want to just take a break. Everyone to just relax and maybe focus on the holidays and all that. So next, maybe somewhere around January, we'll maybe kickstart the discussion on which kind of topics you want us to maybe cover, which areas you want us maybe to address more, and which are the kind of things you want us to maybe dwell in as we look into 2021. We are always open for feedback, so feel free to reach out either to Emmanuel or me to give us any kind of feedback. Yes, so I think that is all from our side, and we do wish everyone a happy holidays ahead. So the session is over. I'll stop recording from here.